A long time ago, in a world not so different from today's, there was a man who lived his life exactly like you are living yours. He woke up every day, went to work, provided for his family, watched the news, and thought about how he could make more money. But one thing this man did differently is that every once in a while he would step back and look at the world around him from an outsider's perspective, and it changed everything for him. That man is me, and let me tell you how this changed everything. I used to think the way most people think. I believed that if you worked hard, played by the rules, you were rewarded with success. But after some time, I started seeing too many people around me who didn't follow these rules but were still successful. So I had to change my thinking or go crazy. One of the most important things that I learned during this process was something that the rich know and poor do. Unt. The rich know that opportunities aren't even opportunities until they grab them. For example, when COVID hit, the rich knew that there was an opportunity to make a ton of money by buying cheap stocks of airlines, hotels, and restaurants, because they will be the first to recover once the pandemic ends. They had the means and the knowledge and took advantage of it. On the other hand, the poor were watching the news every day, worrying about what was happening and what could go wrong next. The rich saw opportunity, the poor saw panic. This is a great example of how the rich know that opportunities are really out there waiting to be found. Opportunities only become opportunities when someone decides to take advantage of them. Let me give you another example. Imagine you are in a race and you see someone ahead of you trip and fall. Most people would feel bad for that person and keep running to try and win the race themselves. However, the rich would see this as an opportunity to jump over the fallen person and get even further ahead. They're always thinking of ways to maximize their advantage and get ahead. And this is why they are willing to do things that others aren't. This mindset has allowed the rich to capitalize on opportunities like the real estate crash of 2008, the COVID pandemic of 2020, or the current inflation crisis we're facing right now. While others were losing money, the rich were making millions. Now, obviously this isn't always the case, and sometimes the rich do lose money. But generally speaking, the rich are able to turn every situation into an opportunity to make money. So I want to show you 3 ways the rich are capitalizing on the current crisis, and how you can do the same to secure your financial future. But before we go any further, I have a question for you. Do you know anyone who has lost money in the stock market? Probably. Everyone? But do you know anyone who made money in the stock market? Probably not as many, but still some. In fact, do you know anyone who made a lot of money in the last couple years? Yes, that's probably because that person knew how to spot opportunities and take advantage of them. Those who sell, they see panic. Those who buy, they see opportunity. And I want you to start thinking like those who see opportunities, because that's how you going to get ahead in life. Now let's get back to the video. Before we talk about the ways the rich are currently capitalizing on opportunities, I want you to understand that the rich are constantly looking for ways to put their money to work. They know that money is just sitting there losing value, so they need to find ways to put it to work if they want it to grow. And that's why whenever there is a crisis, the rich are prepared to take advantage of it. But most people aren't. Most people get caught up in the day-to-day drama of life and don't take the time to look at the big picture. But if you want to be rich, you have to be able to see the forest for the trees. You have to be able to step back and look at the world around you from an outsider's perspective. The first way the rich are capitalizing on the current crisis is by investing in real estate. Real estate prices have been rising for the past decade, but they have slowed down in the past year. This is because interest rates have been increasing, which makes it more expensive to borrow money to buy real estate. However, this is where the rich are able to capitalize on the opportunity. They have the cash flow to buy properties in cash, or at least put down large down payments, which allows them to lock in low interest rates. When everyone else is afraid to invest in real estate, the rich are scooping up the best deals. They know that real estate is a long-term investment, and that the short-term fluctuations in price don't really matter. The second way the rich are capitalizing on the current crisis is by investing in stocks. The stock market has been on a decline since the beginning of the year, and it's expected to get worse as interest rates continue to rise. But this is where the rich are able to capitalize on the opportunity. They know that the stock market is a long-term investment, and that the short-term fluctuations in price don't really matter. And that's why they are continuing to invest as usual. Every month they're putting money into index funds, and ETFs that track the overall stock market. This way, they are able to buy low and sell high over the long term. Now, it's not that the rich don't get scared when the stock market is dropping. Of course they do. They know that fear is just a part of investing, and they shouldn't let it control their decisions. Instead, they use their fear to guide them to make better investments. They say that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. Even though we don't know how long this recession is going to last, what we do know is that if you keep investing through the ups and downs of the market, you're going to come out ahead in the long run. Warren Buffett, one of the richest people in the world, said it best: "Be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful." Finally, the third way the rich are capitalizing on the current crisis is by starting new businesses. The economy is expected to slow down in the next couple of years, which will create a lot of problems for businesses. But this is where the rich are able to capitalize on the opportunity. They know that every crisis creates new opportunities, and they are actively looking for ways to take advantage of them. Many of them have already identified industries that will be affected by the slowdown, and they are starting businesses in those areas. They know that if they can provide a valuable service to these industries, they will be able to make a lot of money. And it's not just the rich who are doing this. A recent study showed that 64% of millionaires built their fortunes after the age of 40. It's never too late to start a new business. If you have an idea that you've been wanting to pursue, now is the time to do it. So let me ask you again, do you know anyone who has lost money in the stock market? It's probably everyone. But do you know anyone who made money in the stock market? It's probably not as many, but still some. In fact, do you know anyone who made a lot of money in the last couple of years? Yes, that's probably because that person knew how to spot opportunities and take advantage of them. Those who sell, they see panic. Those who buy, they see opportunity. And I want you to start thinking like those who see opportunities, because that S, how you going to get ahead in life. To recap, here are the 3 ways the rich are capitalizing on the current crisis. They're investing in real estate, they're investing in stocks, and they're starting new businesses. You want to be rich? You have to be willing to do things that others aren't. You have to be able to see the forest for the trees. You have to be able to step back and look at the world around you from an outsider's perspective. Don't let the crisis scare you. Instead, use it as an opportunity to build wealth. There are no opportunities until you make them, so go out there and create your own opportunities. Start that business you've always wanted to start. Invest in real estate or stocks. Do something that will help you build wealth for yourself and your family. Don't wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is now. So go out there and take advantage of the opportunities that are all around you. Don't let the crisis waste you. Use it to your advantage. If you enjoyed this video, I also made a video about how the rich think and how it's different from everyone else. Check it out here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.